We are there. Hello everyone. Are you able to see me? Yeah. So very hardly some few days left. So I thought to go live directly, and the candidate those who are preparing for CDS examination and other examination could make use of this live session. You can ask us direct doubts. We are from Bangalore Defense Academy. Bangalore Defense Academy, situated in Jalahali, just near Air Force Station. Now, we are giving coaching for exams like NDA, CDS, CAPF, and all other examinations, including Group X, Group Y, and SSR, and all other examinations. Since CDS exams are fast approaching, we are going to focus on this examination first, and then slowly we'll go on for Group X, Group Y, and Navy, SSR, and all other examinations. Friends, so get ready with your doubts, notes, and all other things. Whatever doubts you have, you can just keep messaging, or if you see this video later on, okay, like you don't have time to live chat, okay, you can just WhatsApp us on 7598486430. This is my number on WhatsApp. You can ask the doubt anytime. I am flexible with the timings, and if you don't understand the topics in English, you are free to ask me doubt in Hindi, Tamil, Kannada, or Marathi, or any other language. I am fluent with these languages, so I am telling you. So friends, let us begin. This live session will be focusing on modern Indian history. This live session will be focusing on modern Indian history. So what is meant by modern Indian history? Modern Indian history will be starting from, for example, 1600, the time when the Britishers are coming to India, and till we get independence, or till 1947. So now what is the thing? Now 1600, like what are the events? Okay, all those things you have to keep in mind. So let us begin with this modern history. What are the important chapters they are going to ask, or the questions which they are going to ask? Okay. So to begin with, we'll start with Jahangir. During the time of Mughal emperor rule, there was a king called as Jahangir, and here East India Company started coming in. East India Company. East India Company started coming in India. And here there are two important names that you have to keep in mind, that is Sir William Hawkins. Sir William Hawkins and Sir Thomas Roe. And Sir Thomas Roe. These two people are very very important when it comes to the modern Indian history, because they were the one who take the permission and East India Company started coming in. Friends, we are focusing on CDS. That's the reason, like we are going to go in deep, like in 1857 what is going to happen, something like that. If you are preparing for exams like AFCAT, okay, Air Force Common Aptitude Test, if you are preparing for this exam, please do keep in mind, here from this area they will ask you a question like who were the first one to come to India, whether it was Dutch, or whether it was Portuguese or the French or someone else, right? So who were the first one and who were the last, okay, something like that. Since we are focusing on CDS, let us go into the previous year questions and all those things. Fine. The first thing what happens here, you have to remember what is meant by black hole tragedy. What is meant by black hole tragedy? Now, this black hole tragedy is the beginning of the British attacking the Indian kings. Before that, there was fight between the Britishers and the French. Not only in Indian country or Indian subcontinent, it was even the fight between the French and the Britishers was going on in America and like that. Okay, so we are focusing on India, that is black hole tragedy. Sirajud-Dowlah had imprisoned some of English officers. Okay, near about 150 of English men were arrested and sent to jail, and most of them they died due to suffocation. And this tragedy is called as black hole tragedy. So now here is comes a very famous general called as Robert Clive. Robert Clive is a famous general, General Robert Clive, very important in Indian history. General Robert Clive attacks Siraj ud Dawla. Siraj ud Dawla. And this incident happens in the year 1757. 1757. And this is the beginning of the conquest of the British in Indian subcontinent. 1757, this battle between Siraj-ud-Dawla and Robert Clive is called as Battle of Plassey. Very, very important. Now, in AFCAT examination, Group X, Group Y examination, they will ask you Battle of Plassey happened between whom, okay, which year, what was the consequences, something like that. Now, Robert Clive, he makes a plan and now he makes a friendship with a person called as Mir Jafar. Mir Jafar. And with the help of Mir Jafar, Siraj-ud-Dawla is defeated and Battle of Plassey is over. The next battle comes is 1764. These slides I'll be giving you in the end in my description box. 1764 is Battle of Buxar. Battle of Buxar. So 1757 we saw Battle of Plassey, very very important. Keep in mind. Then you have Battle of Buxar, and after this Battle of Buxar, the the supreme authority or the most of the Bengal territory comes under British rule. It comes under British rule. Okay. Now, after this, what happens? Slowly, the East Indian Company, who came in the name of trade, started making laws, and these laws should be followed by the common Indian citizens. So here comes some acts like in 1773. Suppose if I draw India here like this, okay. Suppose here this is India, this is Bombay province, this is Bengal province, and this is Madras province. So there were three provinces: Bombay, Bengal, and Madras. Just a minute. Bombay, Bengal, and Madras. Now, here they had independent governors working on their own, taking the profit and giving the queen. So, here for the first time, Warren Hastings was made the governor of Bengal. Warren Hastings, very important. So, from here we begin the modern Indian history chapter. Now, when it comes to the lords, important lords, you have to remember who was Lord Cornwallis, what was his contribution, then who is Lord Wellesley, very very important. Lord Wellesley. Then you have one more lord called as Lord Metcalfe. Okay, Lord Metcalfe is there. Then Lord Cornwallis is there. Okay, sorry, I have discussed this Cornwallis. Dalhousie. Okay, Dalhousie. Very. This is just a few. I'll just go in detail. When I go in detail about the Lord, there will be a chapter called as Lords. What I am going to do for the modern Indian history is first I'll tell you a story about what are the events happening in which years. Okay, then in slowly upcoming videos, I'll tell you what is happening with the press system, what is happening with the Indian education system. Okay, education system, you have Woods Dispatch. Okay, you have Woods Dispatch, then you have Macaulay, then you have Sadler Commission, then you have Hunter Commission. What are the recommendation by this thing? Okay, then you have Press Act, Vernacular Press Act is there. Okay, so many act is there. What happened due to Vernacular Press Act? Why Lokmanya Tilak was arrested like that? Okay, then you have peasants and tribal uprising, social reform movement. So these things will be dealt slowly one by one. Today's target is we need to know the story of what is happening or what has exactly happened as a story. Lord Cornwallis is responsible for permanent settlement. Okay, permanent settlement. Now, when it comes to land revenue system, when it comes to land revenue system, this is a very important part because during British time there were three types of land revenue system. One was zamindari system. Okay, one was zamindari system, or it is also called as permanent settlement. Then you have mahalwari system. Okay, then you have mahalwari system, and then you have ryotwari system. Okay, then you have ryotwari system. Now, what is the contribution of Cornwallis? He started this zamindar system. Now, what are the expected question asked from this land revenue system? Who were the important lord behind all these three? And Ryotwar is very very important because during this land revenue system, it was a direct connection between the peasants and the British officers. Lord Wellesley is called as the person behind subsidiary alliance. Okay, the person behind subsidiary alliance. Very important. Now you have to understand what is subsidiary alliance. Lord Metcalfe is called as liberator of press. Lord Metcalfe is called as liberator of press. Lord Dalhousie is a person who introduced doctrine of lapse. Doctrine of lapse. Okay. So moving on, then you have 1806. You have a incident called as Velo Mutiny. Velo Mutiny. Here, some soldiers they revolted against the British officers. They killed many British officers, and then they were hanged. They were punished. Then you have 1848, you have Lord Dalhousie who introduced doctrine of lapse, which I have discussed here. Now, what is meant by doctrine of lapse? If the king died without a son, the whole of the kingdom will be annexed or will be taken by British, will be taken by British. In medieval history, in the last phase of the medieval history, there is a place called as Satara. Okay, there is a place called as Satara, and the ruler of this Satara was Sahuji. Okay, now before, who is this Sauji? All of a sudden, from where is coming? Actually, if you understand, if you have attended my medieval history classes, the students in Bangalore Defense Academy, those who have attended our classes, they very well know. But still, this is for the candidate, those who are far away and who has very less time, or those who are working candidates. Okay, it is for this candidate. Just try to memorize this chart or the tree diagram. Here, there was a king called as Shivaji. You know him very well, right? Shivaji had two sons, that is Sambhaji and Rajaram. Sambhaji and Raja Ram. Sambhaji had a son called as Shahuji. Okay, Sambhaji had a son called as Shahuji, and Rajaram was married to Tarabai. Rajaram was married to Tarabai, and they had a son called as Shivaji too. They had a son called as Shivaji too. Now, after Shivaji died, Sambhaji was killed by Aurangzeb, and Shahuji was sent to jail. And for another some decades, in about 20 years, he was into jail. And after he was released by one more Mughal emperor after Aurangzeb. Then there was a family dispute between Shahuji and Shivaji, and then there came a Peshwa. The first Peshwa is Balaji Vishwanath. Don't worry, these chapters will be discussed in detail during medieval history. Okay, so now after this family dispute, what happens? Shahuji goes to one place, Shivaji too, and Tarabai. Everyone they get scattered, and Shahuji he goes to Satara and he starts ruling Satara. He is unmarried. So after he dies, what happens? Doctrine of lapse has been implemented, and Satara is the first to be annexed. Satara is the first to be annexed under doctrine of lapse. So here the questions will be which state was annexed first by which state was the first one to be annexed under doctrine of lapse? Answer is Satara. Then here what happens? Slowly, 1857 there was a revolt. What happens in the March 1857 March? There was a soldier called as Mangal Pandey. You all know this? Mangal Pandey. Mangal Pandey was a soldier in Barakpur regiment. In Barakpur regiment. Okay, now this Barakpur regiment, what happened? Mangal Pandey refused to use a type of bullet or the cartridges which was introduced by the Britishers. So Mangal Pandey he killed his senior officer and he was hanged. What happens on 9th of May 1857? 9th of May 1857, some of Indian soldiers refused to obey the orders of the Britishers and they were sent to jail. And since they were sent to jail on 10th on 9th of May night, okay, on 9th of May night 1857, some of their colleagues they break open the jail, and this happens in 10th of May 1857. Soldiers under the leadership of General Bhakt Khan, this is important, General Bhakt Khan. Under the leadership of General Bhakt Khan, they decided to march from Meerut to Delhi. From Meerut to Delhi. And they attack this Delhi. In Delhi, there is a last emperor called as Bahadur Shah Zafar. Bahadur Shah Zafar. And this Bahadur Shah Zafar was at the age of 90, and at that age Bahadur Shah Zafar was requested to take the reign or the leadership of this revolt, and that is how the revolt started. And now this is called as the first revolt of independence, but this is not sufficient for CDS. Okay, this you are trying for UPSC examination. Let us go in detail about what exactly is revolt of 1857. Revolt of 1857. Now, this revolt of 1857 should be given different directions. For example, from the point of soldier point of view. From soldier point of view, they were paid very less. Okay, the salary and emoluments was very less. There was no promotion. Then introduction of bone dust atom. Introduction of bone dust atom. Okay, then the fourth one was the bullet or the cartridges. Okay, a new Enfield. Suppose if this is the bullet. Okay, this was covered by a fatty layer. The soldier should bite and remove this out, and then there was a bullet here, which was introduced in a gun and then it was fired. That is how it was used. But the problem here was this, it was made up of cows and pigs fat. So the soldiers, some of the Indian soldiers, they refused to use it. Okay, then next is about the traveling. Okay, the British, they started demanding to sign a petition or sign an agreement where the soldiers were traveling, or they should serve British in any part of the world. Okay, they should go in any part of the world and then they should fight for it. So here what happens, some of the Indian soldiers, they believed that if they cross the ocean or the sea, they will be impure, because it is like a caste, a belief. There is a belief in caste system that if they travel or they cross the ocean, they become impure. They become what? Impure. So these are so many reasons from soldier point of view. Then comes doctrine of lapse. Okay, some of the kings and the queens were unhappy due to doctrine of lapse. So here was Rani Lakshmi Bai, who was unhappy with this, and she adopted a 4-year-old boy, and she was against this doctrine of lapse on the same year. Then there were some ministers who were not happy due to they were not getting the pension money. Okay, they were not getting some pension money. This was the king. And here, when it comes to soldier, I told you from Meerut to Delhi on 9th of May night or the 10th of May night 1857. 10th of May 1857, some soldiers, they revolted and they took Bahadur Shah Zafar as the last Mughal emperor, and then there was a fight. Now, what are the expected questions? They may ask you the reasons. What are the reason behind soldiers or something like that? Okay, then you have to make a tabular column, places and leaders, Indian leaders and the British leaders. Please, for example, Jhansi. Okay, I'll just give an example of Jhansi. Who was the leader here? It was Rani Lakshmibai. Rani Lakshmibai. Now, Jhansi was a place where Rani Lakshmibai was fighting, and who was the British leader who suppressed it? It was Hugh Rose. Okay, Lieutenant General Hugh Rose. Like that, you have other places: Delhi, Lucknow, Bengal, Bihar. Like that, you have to make a tabular column. That's it, friend. This is over. Now, why the revolt failed? Because there was no unity among them. Okay, there was no unity among them, like that. What was the aftermath of 1857? It was 1858 Queen's Proclamation. 1858 Queen's Proclamation. Okay. So in this Queen's Proclamation, the British Queen decided that she is no more going to come into the internal matters or the religious matter of India. So these are the important things you have to keep in mind. And then you can directly go to 1885, the formation of Indian National Congress. This is also a very big chapter. You can refer Bipin Chandra. Okay, you can refer Bipin Chandra's book, that is India's Struggle for Independence, like that. Before going into this topic, I would like to say that candidate, those who are preparing for CDS, on 25th of Jan 2020, 25th of Jan 2020, we are going to have a free revision classes for Combined Defense Service. 25th of Jan 2020 and 26th of Jan 2020. 26th of Jan 2020, we are going to have 2 days free revision classes for all the candidates from all over India, that will be in our academy. What is the benefit? You will get a feel of the question papers, mock test, you will get all the current affairs and all. Okay, friends, so please do make use of this opportunity. Tell your friends, those who are trying for this, those who want to don the uniform, whether it is Army, Navy, Air Force, or any other paramilitary forces, it will be very helpful for you. Moving on to the topic, Indian National Congress, you have persons like Allen Octavian Hume, who was a retired British civil servant, who gave the idea for the formation of INC. And then you have a person called as Vyomesh Chandra Banerjee, who became the first president. Now here you have to remember the names of the leaders like Dadabhai Nauroji, then Firoz Shah Mehta, okay, then Gopal Krishna Gokhale. The list is very, 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 very long. So I hope, friends, we started with the Battle of Plassey, the year 1757. Then we moved on. Then we saw the different lords, then 1857 and all those things. And we are into 1885. And this 1885 will be a very interesting phase. Okay, we have to go a little deeper. I think that today we have studied a lot about modern Indian history. We'll continue this preparation, we'll continue this process of learning daily current affairs or daily some or the other topics will be discussed here like maths or trigonometry shortcuts or something like that, friends. Don't worry about it. We are giving coaching for examinations like NDA, Combined Defense Service, AFCAT examinations, INET examinations, okay, and all other paramilitary forces, including the both officer category and soldier category. Officer category and soldier category. You can tell your friends, you can tell your relatives, those who are trying for this. If you have any doubt, you can type in 7598486430. Please do subscribe our channel because more is yet to come, and this video we will be live on night because the whole day you have to study. Okay, the whole day from morning you study, and at night time please do watch our live video so that you can clear your doubts. Okay, you can clear your doubts and it will be a type of revision for you every day. Okay, this will be a revision for you every day. To connect with us, please do subscribe our channel, comment any doubt you have, or share this link to all most of your friends, those who are studying and those who want to get inspiration. Slowly we are going to discuss about the tricks to crack SSB and how to become officers. Okay, friends, thank you. Jai Hind. See you next time.